And so I've been doing these inspirational Mondays, because a lot of times if you go look at some of my videos on YouTube, which is Cheryl Howard, Get Your Life Back, because my practice is Get Your Life Back Inspirational Life Coaching. I talk a lot about Mondays and the mentality and the moods that we have when it comes to the end of the weekend and starting a new week again. And a lot of times we create a negative atmosphere with a negative mindset, because Mondays, thanks for joining in, because a lot of times when Monday gets here, a lot of us are like, oh God, it's Monday, time to go back to work. And some of it is understandable, because a lot of times on the weekends you really don't get a lot of time for yourself. You're working again, and you're working in your home. You're doing things within a home, with the family, and you don't get that time for yourself. And next thing you know, 2 days is not really enough. Saturday and Sunday is not really enough time to kind of relax and get your thoughts together before a new week starts, just the way our society is set up. So we have to do things. We have to take control of our lives as much as we can and make every moment count. So I want to talk about 4 inspirational tips that I use and that I share with my clients on a day-to-day basis to use just to kind of help them, because a lot of my clients deal with have emotional issues. So we do a lot of emotional management interventions, anger management interventions, and just ways to kind of stay calm and then kind of change your perspective for the day, change your own mindset for the day, learning how to take control of that yourself. Don't wait for other people to dictate how your day is going to be or how your mood is going to be, because what you do is actually give other people power over your emotions and over your feelings and your thoughts and your actions and your reactions. I didn't even know it was going there, but a lot of people, believe it or not, have problem doing that. And it's not easy. So sometimes you need somebody to kind of, come along and kind of encourage you, and you can learn from other people. So of course, we hear this all the time, but it is very helpful when we learn to practice, and it is positive affirmations, spiritual affirmations, whether it's something from scripture or whatever your belief is, or just something positive. So again, you're starting to change the mindset again. And so you can start declaring and decreeing and making your day great by saying positive things. And a lot of times change is going to start with you. Again, don't wait for other people to do it, to set the tone. You set the tone. So you start speaking things even before when you get up, even before you get out of the bed. You can start reciting and saying things that are positive just to combat anything that is negative. So you can say, I'm going to be a blessing. I'm going to look for opportunities today to be a blessing to somebody else. Another one affirmation is, I am going to be focused, because sometimes we have so many things in our mind. Maybe something happened over the weekend, and this is not only for Monday. This is something you can practice every day. But you can say, I am going to be more focused today, because because we're so busy, our mind is racing and we multitasking and we doing so much today. I think we're too busy today. And we have to remember these basic things that our ancestors, more time to do. Some of them had more time to do. And so we need to go back to that. Back to old school, right? So learning to tell yourself, I'm going to be more focused today. I'm going to pay attention, because in all of the busyness, sometimes we forget to pay attention and we miss stuff. So I'm going to pay more attention, learning to live in the moment, because we can miss things that are happening when we're so tunnel-minded. We're focused on one thing that is happening, and we miss great things. We miss great events or things that is happening right in the moment. You're already thinking about what's going to happen hours away from now, and you're not enjoying life as it is right now. Aside from maybe you're going through something, but I mean just a typical regular day, and you just need to get your mind focused. So again, you're taking power over your mind and your emotions, your thoughts, and your feelings, and you're going to make your day great. You are going to make your day great. So you are setting the tone for the day. You are lining up your spirit and your mind, everything coming into unity, everything in agreement. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the heart so much. Let everything come into agreement and an alignment, and then things will have a dominoes effect for that day. Second tip, Smile more. Some of you don't smile enough, and you don't even realize it until somebody says to you, like me, for instance, I smile a lot. People say, oh my God, you always smile. But there are sometimes when my face is serious and there's nothing wrong with me. I think I have that type of face where maybe I look like something is wrong when I'm not smiling. And so sometimes somebody will go by, smile. And I'm like, oh. So what I'm saying is you might not realize the frown that you may be wearing, and people may perceive it a different way. And you maybe your thought, your mindset, maybe you're so full of so many thoughts in your mind that you don't realize it. But what I'm trying to say is that when you smile more, you attract smiles. You attract happiness. You attract joy from other people. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people, when they see you smiling, it makes them feel good. I'm going to share something that happened to me this morning when I finished going over these tips. Something that someone said to me today that actually made my day. I was like, wow, you never know when you're being a blessing to somebody by your demeanor, the way you're carrying yourself, the way your presence is when you come into a room. You don't know what you give out and how you permeate the atmosphere and what other people receive from you. So I'm very mindful, and this is kind of going into mindfulness. I'm trying to be more mindful of what I give off when I come in the atmosphere, how people perceive me. So I think it's important also to setting your tone for the day. Another tip is number 3, breathe. Breathe and think before you respond. Now, I go over a lot of different type of interventions. Again, visit my YouTube channel. I talk a lot about breathing. I talk about the nervous system, how the brain and the body works together, and the signals that you give off, and about the hormonal system, and how you can, and this helps a lot when I do anger management sessions with clients, learning to teach them how to de-escalate themselves emotionally. I so appreciate those hearts, especially I haven't been on Periscope in a minute. De-escalation techniques, teaching them, and it's self-empowerment strategies to help themselves to become self-empowered, and learning how to seize the moment and take control over their emotions. So learning to breathe, getting that oxygen to your brain, giving yourself a chance to think before you react. That is the goal. You don't want to become reactive. And if you have a pattern of becoming reactive, then this is good for you. Take 3 deep breaths in your nose and out your mouth. Count to 3 or 5 or 7 when you're inhaling, and then release that. And what happens, you get enough oxygen to the brain, then maybe you'll give yourself a chance to think about something, a comment that somebody may say to you that's not so nice or, aggressive. And so you're learning to calm, because when your system is in a calm state, you're able to think. You're able to problem solve. You become solution focused instead of becoming reactive to everything. And then you'll say stuff that you can't take back once you put it out in the atmosphere. It's out there already. You already done said it. And what happens when you do that, see, this is the difference between being assertive, using assertive communication. When you do express yourself, you're expressing your feelings and your thoughts, but you're also considering the other person's feelings, because when you put stuff in the atmosphere, you plant seeds in other people's minds and in their thoughts and in their feelings, and then that person walks away with wounds and hurts because you put it out there. And so learning to be, I'm going to do something similar, another broadcast, because I'm thinking about becoming healing focused. But that's somebody who wants to make their life better. That's somebody who wants to be the change in their life, the change agent, and be a blessing to other people. That is a whole different mindset, that I'm not going to be the one to create issues and problems or keep things going. I just can't be around those type of people. They like drama, and I understand sometimes there's what you call a pathology behind that as well, where they're so used and they're so familiar with drama and chaos and dysfunction. That's how they function. They're not really functioning, but that's how they function on a day-to-day basis. And you need to be able to discern that type of individual and spirit and mental or whatever, whatever. Yes, I had a little interruption. Periscope doing some new stuff. And so they're familiar with that. And so you'll come across those people, but I'm teaching you how to keep yourself. Don't allow that person's issues, symptom of the issues to kind of change the way you are, your mindset, or get you out of a good mood. You're taking control of your life, taking control of your emotions. That's what this is all about. Number 4, I kind of talked about what I want to get deeper into, setting the tone in the atmosphere. Being the solution. Sometimes you can be the answer to somebody or for somebody's question. Be the calm and be a person of peace. So a lot of times when I get together with my staff or other people around me, or if I know I'm going to some kind of group thing, again, I try to practice the mindfulness of, and what I've learned in psychology is preparatory empathy. And I'm thinking about the people that I'm going to encounter before I actually get there, so I can prepare myself emotionally, so I can set the tone in the room. So what happens is you become empathic. You start thinking about what other people may be feeling or thinking before they meet with you. It could be a meeting. For example, you may call in a staff or a coworker and say, can I talk to you for a few minutes? Now, automatically, they may think, because we're all human and we have these thoughts going through our mind. Oh, let me give another better example. If your supervisor or manager, employer wants to meet with you, you may have all these different thoughts running through your mind. Did I do something? What happened? Sometimes you get those negative thoughts first when it could be a great thing. Maybe it's promotion. Maybe they just want to tell you how proud they are of you, or maybe they just want to ask you something. So I try to think about all the thoughts that other people are thinking about and so it teaches me how to approach them. So it doesn't sound like, I want to make other people feel comfortable. And so today, because I said I was going to share something, one of my coworkers came into my office this morning, and I had called her and I said, I want to speak to you for a few minutes. I got something to share with you. And so when she came in the room, she said, I have something to share with you too. I said, really? Okay. So she said, first I want to tell you that I was on my way here. I was driving to work, and I just started thinking about, it was like God put on her heart to tell me. She said she was thinking about how I was a blessing to her. And I said, how? Because you just, like I said, you never know how you're being a blessing to people just by how you carry yourself. And she said, you just been a blessing to me. She said, it's not always something that you say. It's just your presence. And I said, really? I said, praise God. I said, thanks. I said, well, thank you, Lord. I said, you made my day. That is great. Because sometimes you wonder if you're making a positive impact, and it's not something I'm thinking about daily, but I am mindful how I affect other people, especially being a supervisor or something. You have to be like the model behaviors in front of people, and so I'm mindful of that as well. I have to model positivity. I have to model being respectful. I have to model decent, good communication, not only to the people that I serve, but to my coworkers, to staff, to employers, to everybody. And so it's just something you get into the practice of doing. It may sound like a lot of work now if that's not normal for you, but when you get into the habit, there's something called the habit of happiness. I'm not going to go into that now, but it is a way to live life and to approach life and situations and people, and just developing a habit of that. It just becomes second nature. And so you don't realize, because you're not doing it to get merit. You're not doing it for points. So somebody to pat you on the back and say, you good, or I like you. You're not doing that. You're just being authentic and genuine because you have already changed your mindset. Or maybe it's part of your natural nature. Maybe it's part of your family history. And that's just the way you are, your makeup. You're naturally a calm person. You're not argumentative, or you're not full of that kind of drama. And so you like to pursue peace, which is one of the things I live my life by. And so it's something that you practice every day. So I believe that these 4 tips, I'm going to go over them one more time. The positive affirmations or spiritual affirmations, declaring and decreeing how you're going to be for the day, how you're going to behave for the day, how you're going to respond for the day. Number 2 is learning to become more focused, because we are very busy, and sometimes we need to tell ourselves, I'm going to be focused today. If you have to write down things that you need to do, that you need to focus on, do that. and that's very helpful. So it's a reminder. When I get into my office, I write down the things I need to focus on, and I go over it. I list them 1, 2, 3, 4, and say, okay, next is this, because I don't want to become overwhelmed. If I feel myself like, oh gosh, I got a whole lot of stuff. Again, this is the beginning of the week for me. I'm not working on a weekend, but I have staff that is working over the weekend. And so I need to be prepared about getting summaries on, okay, so what happened over the weekend, or reading notes and everything. And then I have to write down things that I have to do when I come in. And so I take my time and list them. And then I do my breathing. That was another tip I gave. Number 3 was, no, I didn't get to number 3. Number 2 was smile. I'm going to get to that in a moment. So I'm setting, preparing myself for that during the day, and giving myself spiritual affirmations, and just preparing my mind and my spirit, because I don't know what I'm going to deal with when I come in. I don't know what complaints I'm going to hear, so that's just something I just believe is so good for us to practice. Number 2 is smiling more, which I normally do anyway, because I'm just that just smiley person. However, some of us need to learn how to smile more and become more self-aware of how we affect other people. And so smile, there's something, a smile does something to your body, to your nervous system, to the endorphins in your body. I mean, it just changes. It can change your own mood, and it can change somebody else's mood. Somebody can come in into your presence all bent out of shape. How you doing? How are you? Give them a compliment. You'd be surprised how a compliment can change them. It can redirect their emotions. They wanted to go another way, but you kind of interjected something positive, and it kind of confused them, like, I'm doing fine. It's like you're taking control, and you're also you're redirecting them. But in a sense, you're kind of commanding something, commanding a certain response for them, and it's positivity. Because they may have their intent was to say something different. But when you redirected them, it changed them for that moment, and they changed the way they approach with you. They changed their tone with you. And so, just seeing that, it's very powerful, these little things you can do to just change. And, because sometimes we don't realize that we create more chaos, and we create more drama. And if we learn how to breathe, how to smile, we'll learn how to be calm and how to think about something before we become reactive. You become reactive and say things that don't make any sense, or you say things out of your emotions or whatever, and you make crazy things, or make crazy decisions, and you can't take them back after that. So you be the change. Number 3 was setting the tone. So being the calm, being the peacemaker, being the light. Walking around with a light, with a certain disposition, something that attracts people to goodness. So you're putting goodness out there, but you're attracting goodness to yourself. So that is basically it. Those are my 4 tips for the day. Monday inspirations. I'm going to post this, upload it on my YouTube channel at Cheryl Howard /Get Your Life Back. And I hope this was inspirational to somebody, because sometimes we just need to be reminded of these things. We forget, because we get caught in our emotions. As the younger people say, we get caught in our feelings, and we don't know how to come out of it. And a lot of times we forget that it starts with us, not other people. Don't give that to other people. You do it. You become the change. Be the change you want others to be. Model something that you want from somebody else. And I guarantee you, your life will be better. It will be more enhanced. And that's what it's all about. Nurturing yourself. But anyway, you have a great week. Have a great Monday. Make your Monday great. Inspire your own self. Motivate your own self. Encourage yourself. And I will come back soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Good morning.